agriculture meteorologist Greg Solier now brings us his farm weather forecast for the week ahead.
Well, ag meteorologist Greg Solier has been watching the developments around the country. And Greg, when you look out at the Pacific Northwest this next week, what do you expect to see?
Par for the course, troughiness, as we call it, the weather business this time of the year, did bring some degree of rainfall in spots last week. On the cooler side of the weather maps and charts, not unusual to get a frost patch into parts of the far southern Canadian prairie, the Dakotas, not unusual for the time of year there either. And so it goes. Nothing too headline-ish out across the Pacific Northwest, except for what's been going on much of the summertime season. Those topsoil moisture levels, boy, 95% short and very short. But we do get a little bending, some troughiness that strengthens up as it makes its move inland, and that should help to generate at least somewhat better coverage shower activity later on into the week, helping out those winter wheat fields as well. Somewhat modestly low snow levels, not unusual again for this point in October. On the flip side of this weather system, quick turnaround and some scattered showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms too across parts of the Dakotas. Any of these cool air surges here are going to be relatively short-lived and basically coincidental with these systems as they make their way across either the Pacific or the Atlantic. And here's another one migrating offshore of northern Baja early into the week. So the tropics are active, or we're still winding our way through in some areas of the southwest. The monsoon setup, meanwhile, across the high plains areas, warm to hot weather is returning very quickly in the wake of a cool snap that will once again reestablish itself, and it's just really more normal temperatures, but not much going on in the organized moisture sense until perhaps the following weekend. The tropical rains, though, and flash flood potential might continue into parts of the desert southwest, far southern California, back to dry time seasonal weather across the northern valleys on northward.
Greg, this has been a very, very dry September. You've been predicting that for some time, and now it's verified. For the central part of the U.S., do you see that dryness, any relief coming next week?
Not really. You know, great for outdoor work and harvest. We do that juggling act every year of harvest versus getting moisture in the ground. We think as it gets deeper into autumn here that it'll be more of a milder to warmer to drier to milder to warmer to wetter before we get any strong cold air intrusions. Although, pretty snappy October cool front on the move across the western Corn Belt, a smattering of showers to just barely settle the dust, if that. But the air behind this weather system is just more seasonal in nature. So we move out of this mid to late summertime feel into just that, a little frost patch over parts of Wisconsin and Minnesota, north of the Twins and Lambeau. Windy weather returns and a couple of showers too on the return flow of milder air across the northern and central plains later on into the week. Here's kind of the southern extension of some of the tropical weather in the Pacific, throwing moisture northward, flash flood potential desert southwest, parts of West Texas, and even some moisture too for the Rio Grande Valley. A couple of showers and thunderstorms as the cool front makes its way. A warm start to the week, a cooler, drier air mass for the end part of the week, and a little tropical wave may increase some of the shower activity down across coastal sections of Texas, back into the Rio Grande, and again, some downpours in the desert southwest. That monsoon season continues on there.
Any shot of drought relief for our friends in the Northeast next week?
Not at all, unless we can get one of these tropical systems in remnant fashion or bodily make its way through the western Atlantic and move onshore. Don't think it's going to be one of those years. We did have some moisture from Imelda make its way inland later on in the last week time frame, but otherwise it's a few spotty showers over the northern and eastern Corn Belt, inconsequential, but a more October feel and a rush of wind early in the week, and by later on into the week, frost patch up towards the Sioux. Cooler, drier weather eastern Corn Belt. Combines a roll and a couple of spotty showers inconsequential into the northeast. Meanwhile, west of the Mississippi, opportunities for outdoor work are back into play with a recovery on temperatures and lots of sunshine as well. Complex frontal boundaries that are kind of shearing off any tropical systems that move on in. And so you get rain, but that's it. No big name systems, despite what all the model Armageddon talk continues to be once in a while on social media. And some tropical downpours into the Carolinas down through Florida. We've eradicated the drought there. Showers and thunderstorms across the Gulf Coast, and another tropical wave that may work inland across parts of the Rio Grande Valley. Less humidity, a cooler, drier air. Still no sign of getting any organized rainfall across the Delta and Cotton Belt country on northward anytime soon.